Hey, if you could do me a favor when you watch this video, if you are a car camper, van lifer, RVer, you live out on the road or you live in your vehicle, maybe you're working like my friend Chad and you're stationary but still living in your van, give it a thumbs up. I'd like to see how many of you this hopefully has helped. And leave a comment if you've heard of these jobs or if you feel that this is something that helped you out. This video is probably going to be a little bit different. But, I've been sitting thinking about this for a while. And I thought, nobody else has ever posted these jobs that I know of. Maybe they have, but these are kind of unique jobs. We can all do Amazon or the beet harvest, which I did check into. I got some friends that are supervisors, and I thought about it, and it's only 2 weeks. It's about $4,000, between 2 and 3 weeks. 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, which I could do. If you have a buddy, they do pay for a hotel room you can share. If you don't, they pay half of your hotel cost. So it's really a good deal. But, I just am not willing to give up my freedom. That means 2 to 3 weeks of somebody telling me what to do, when to go to the bathroom, when to have a smoke break. I'm liking my freedom way too much to give it up, even though the money would tremendously help me. So, before van life, I was getting ready for it. Iowa got hit with a derecho, which is a land-based hurricane. August 19th. I just looked it up and I can't remember what I looked up. Anyway, they were looking for people to work for cleanup. There are a lot of companies that do this. So they do hurricane cleanup. If you live down south along the coast, you probably have seen it. They also work fires, like in California, Oregon. They do ice cleanup. So I know they've been down in like Oklahoma in 2021 when that ice storm hit. They do tornado cleanup. So it's all over the U.S. So what my job was, I was a field debris monitor. And that's what you'd want to type in to find these companies. I drove to the site. We had a team meeting. They said which drivers you were going to be with. So they're the big trucks with the crane that picks up the debris. I would write them a ticket once we got to the spot we were working. Hand it to them. They'd hand their badge to me. I'd do the paperwork. I'd hand it back to them. I'd watch. It really is a billion-dollar business, I'm assuming. People steal other people's debris because they get paid by the load. So they do anywhere from 10 to 14 loads a day per truck. I had usually 3 trucks I would watch. So I'd just hand them their badge. When they were done loading, they'd hand it back. I'd write down the truck number, the badge number, and then I'd sit and wait. A lot of times I was working 2 or 3 trucks. You're supposed to have 1 truck per monitor. But I'd work 2 or 3 of them, which was fine. It kept me busy. It is 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Unless like a couple of days we had snow days, a couple of days rain. You still have to show, but then they send you back home. Now at that time I still had my mobile home. So I could go to my house and do my laundry and sleep, because it was 12 hours days. It does kick your butt, and it was for 3 months I did this. If you don't have a house or don't live in the area in your van, remember, if they've hit by a natural disaster, you're not going to have campgrounds available to you. You may have to get a hotel room, and a lot of times the hotel rooms are full. Some of the supervisors that were employees of the company would have to drive 2 hours. That's how far away they had to get hotel rooms. So, for example, um, people that came in with the company that were employees, they got their transportation, all of that, through the company. There were a couple people that followed this company around, so they had to get their own hotel room or own campground. They didn't pay for those people. They had to take that out of pocket. Some of the areas of where I was talking about 12 days without electricity. I think I went 5 days without electricity. The gas stations were closed down. Nobody had power for the whole major city. So that would be a reason that you'd have to go outside of the community to find lodging. Now, the upside was they paid, and this has probably changed because that was 3 years ago, and I'm sure different areas pay different and different companies. I made $15 an hour, and after 40 hours, it was time and a half. So you do the math, working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I made some good money. And this is how I could afford my first van, and I paid off all my debt. So a couple of hints. They told me never to sign up for a fire because you got to wear the mask and the smoke just kills the lungs. They said even with the mask, being in it. But, if you live out west, you're probably used to the smell of the smoke. Maybe you could do it anyhow. They said to really watch like Louisiana because of all the standing water in the bayous. When a hurricane comes, those dead animals lay in that water, and then the sun dries them out, and they go pick up the debris. They don't pick up dead animals. So that smell, plus the gators and the snakes are dislocated. They've lost their homes, so you've got to be very careful where you step. They did hire people, like about 90% of the people that worked were from that area. They did hire X amount of people to be supervisors to overlook what the field debris monitors were doing. And they also and I don't know what this was called, but they'd go clear trails. That was heavier labor. So being old and fat, I didn't choose to do that one. So this field debris monitor, you pretty much just sit, you walk to the truck a few times. It's a pretty easy job. The company was called Tetra Tech. Tetra, T-E-T-R-A, Tech, T-E-C-H. But there's tons of them out there.
Lady, I will pay you $10 if you just sell the guitar.
Okay, and I did this in 2016. There was a couple of things I did. One was I'd go to garage sales and buy stuff and sell it on eBay. After my husband passed, I quit my corporate job and decided I didn't want to work for a while. So I took 6 months off, and this is how I supported myself. So I would buy stuff at garage sales, and I would sell it on eBay. And then there was, and I still get the emails from the two companies. They really want me to pick it back up, and I may do it this summer for some extra spending money. It's called Mystery Shopper. So Best Mark was one that I did. There was a couple others, and they would just take like one of them was a car dealership. You went into a car dealership, looked at a new model, say the Kia Soul, and asked questions about it, and then you did a survey on were you greeted at the door, were they professional, did they do a follow-up call. It's usually about 20 questions. It took 15-20 minutes. You could take a test drive if you wanted to, and then the follow-up call. And then, you just tell the salesman, I've decided against buying it this time, thank you. And they would pay you, I think it was like $10 or $15. So one day I signed up for 15 of them. And I just went from car dealership to car dealership. Gas was cheaper, so it was, you really made money. One was at CVS pharmacies, and you did an end cap, which is the end of an aisle, and you just opened up the stuff. They gave you a diagram of where they wanted stuff put. It was already there at the store, and then you just put it up according to display. They allowed you 45 minutes, and you got paid 20 bucks. Well, considering I've done retail for years, it took me about 15, and I signed up for 5 stores. So that is how I made my money. It's called Mystery Shopper. Put it in. You can find all sorts of them. It's anywhere from maybe going out to eat. They give you money, reimburse you for an X amount part of the meal, plus some other stuff. It may be shopping at a Goodwill. You got to buy like a $2 purchase, and they pay you like $10 to do it. So these are things that can fit into your everyday life, and you can travel all the way around the U.S. and do this wherever you are. Other unique thing, and I signed up for this, but my van was too old at that time. It's called a car wrap. And I think they do like you in one city. They didn't like the fact that I was going to travel around and my van was too old. But just put in car wrap. And what you do is they pay for it to have your van or your automobile wrapped with, say, Heinz ketchup. And you're promoting their business, and they pay you X amount of dollars per month to have that on your vehicle. I've never done it, but it may be something that'll pay for your insurance or your gas money. Check into it. Okay, so I bought these at Walmart, but they're kind of boring looking. Okay, with these shoes, it's just showing you, same as the jobs, you don't have to follow status quo. Take, whether it's your shoes, your life, your job, make it yours. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Do it because it makes you you and unique. Okay, so I bought these at Walmart, but they're kind of boring looking. So I just Mod Podged the white strap, added Dollar Tree silver glitter, and this is the end results. They're not dry, so there's glitter everywhere, but I love it. And as always, travel, explore, stay fantastic. I'll see you soon.